I would just cry to Mike and be like, oh my word, something is seriously wrong with me. I can't keep going on like this. But then the morning would roll around and my alarm would go off and I would drag out of bed and I was so exhausted. I would sleep like 12 hours a night and then I would still take a nap if I could the next day for a couple hours. Like, this thing was taking my life over. I went on a trip with some of my girlfriends up to Whidbey Island. My friends that are girls, not my girlfriends. Anyways. And we were supposed to have this fun girl getaway, and it was, but my headache was just killing me. And we sat at breakfast one morning, and I was like, you guys, I refuse to call this a headache anymore. Everybody has headaches. Who here has had a headache, right? Everybody's had a headache. This is not a headache. This is consuming my life and my body. I cannot function. I cannot think. I am popping pain pills and muscle relaxers like nobody's business. It's a monster, and I'm going to name it. So we named it Ursula. And that became her name, Ursula. So my friends would ask, hey, how's Ursula? And I'd say, she's really bad today, or, she's all right, or whatever. Again, trying to make something so not funny, at least kind of amusing. So here we are. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago. I went back to the neurologist, and I said, I didn't see her in about a month because I was trying basically to turn over any stone that I could. I didn't know what was wrong with me, but I thought I'd just try things. Why the heck not? I tried like a gluten-free diet for the heck of it, and I did nothing, and can't eat anything on a gluten-free diet, especially carbs, which I love. Let me back up. So I've been going to get massages because my muscles started to hurt in my body so much that I thought, well, at least I can help, not my headaches, but I can like loosen up all my body because it's so tight, because basically I've been toughing it out so much and I was in so much pain that I would just like clench, and it was making my muscles all sore and tense. And so I went inside several different ones, and I finally found this woman named Kathleen, who I adore. She's like the best masseuse ever. She's at Massage Envy right up here. If you want to go see her, give her a shout out. She's awesome. So I started seeing her like 6 months ago, and she noticed my tattoo. And she's like, oh, is that like I don't know which one she said, a Pisces or a Scorpio? I don't know. Who's Pisces? And I was like, no, it's my Jesus fish. And she's like, oh. And she kept massaging, and I'm like, okay, that's the end of that. So I go to keep seeing her and stuff because she's amazing, and she does some cranial sacral massage, which I didn't really know what it was. I thought, she's just gonna rub my head because that's my cranial area. And so she's doing some really cool stuff, and so I went back to the neurologist and I said, look, here's what's going on. I'm not finding answers. Things are getting worse. I had written so many emails to different doctors. I had, Googled anything you could think of, and I wasn't getting answers. And I think at that point I kind of just accepted. This is what it is. I'm going to talk to you guys all day if I'm not careful. Okay. And I kind of just accepted this is what it is. Ursula is me. I am Ursula. And you guys know who Ursula, right? It is like the big black octopus. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, so that's kind of like what she was doing in my life. She was like, oh, and like, anyways, taking me over. So I went back to the neurologist, and she said, wow, you're right. Something's really wrong with you. I was like, oh, thank you. At this point, it's a year and a half later with the same thing every day, and dead end after dead end. And she said, we need to start exploring other things. We need to start looking at other illnesses or diseases that might be giving you these headaches, rather than it just being a headache. A headache is a side effect. If you've done any research, I have. A headache is a side effect of like 9 million different options, right? So she's like, we need to look into this deeper and see if there's something else that we can treat. I'm like, oh crap, what does that mean? And so she said, we need to do a spinal tap. I was like, okay, don't really know what that is, but That doesn't sound fun. And so that happened 2-3 weeks ago, the 25th, I think. Basically, they insert this needle into your spine and pull out spinal fluid. I could have brought you pictures of that too, but it's really gross. Do not Google it. I did it right before just because I was like, I wonder what it's going to happen. Shouldn't have done that. Don't do it. Yeah, now you're going to, right? Okay. So I go to show up for that, and I am nervous. Like, not really. I mean, I've had 2 kids, right? I had an epidural, which is where they put numbing stuff in your same spot. So I'm like, no big deal. But I'm nervous about, are they going to find something? Are they not going to find something? What's going to happen? Again. And I was so nervous. And I had all my friends praying for me. And I was in the room. They kind of explained what was going to happen. And they said, your husband has to leave. And I started getting really freaked out. I was like, oh, no, man. And I heard my purse buzzing. And I went over to it. And I had a text from Jen that said, I'm praying for you, be strong. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I just felt this huge peace watch over me. And I took a deep breath and I was like, wow, I'm not freaked out anymore. Okay. Until I lay down on my side. And they start telling me what's going on. And they shoot me up with all this Novocaine in my back. You had Novocaine in your back? It's really weird. And then they put the needle in. And it hurt like nobody's business. And she's like, you can feel that? Yeah. More Novocaine. They put more Novocaine in 5 times. It literally feels like what I would imagine being stabbed in the back feels like. It hurt so flipping bad. And I have to hold still, right? Because there's a needle in my spine. I'm taking way too long. I get to the punchline here. So anyways, long story short, they couldn't get any spinal fluid. Meaning that was all for nothing. And she said, we're going to have you come back and do this again under x-ray so we can see what we're doing. And I'm just bawling. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to voluntarily get stabbed in the back again now that I know what I'm in for. And so I left in tears. Had a mandatory Starbucks stop because I needed something to pick me up. And I went home and I was sore for like 3 days after that. And so many girls came over that night, and it was the best thing to have you around because I was so just depressed and frustrated. Like, why, God? I don't understand. The following week, which was last week, I went to Kathleen, my massage lady, and I'd had this huge knot in my neck, like bigger than like as big as my fist, like super huge, and we couldn't get it out. In fact, I had it looked at because we thought it might be a tumor, and it wasn't. It's just a big knot, and it wouldn't go away. So I'm laying there on the table, and she's like, okay, we're going to do something just wild. I was like, oh gosh, I'm going to cast a spell, what's going on? She thinks this is Pisces, I don't know, what's going on. And she said, you told me that your tattoo is a Christian tattoo, right? And I said, yeah. She's like, okay, I'm going to work on this knot, and we're going to pray. Like, who are you praying to? Because I'm praying to God. And she said, wherever 2 or more are gathered, he's there. And I was like, what? So I'm getting chills. Okay? That's in the Bible, y'all. Like, she's a Christian. And I'm like, how did I not know this? I've been seeing her for 6 months. She knows I'm a Christian. Why hasn't she said anything to me? So she's working on it, and I am praying. Okay, this is how my prayer goes. God, I know you are here. I don't know where Kathleen stands with her faith. But just get this knot out of my neck, because then you'll prove yourself real to her, and she will believe. I wasn't praying for myself, I was praying for her. And she, how rad would it be for you to just take this knot out that we haven't been able to get out for months? Just move it. And so, we get done doing the massage, whatever, and she leaves the room, and I get all ready, and I open the door, and I feel on my neck, and I said, Kathleen, it's gone. And she's like, praise God. And I was like, it's gone, and we're jumping. She's this older lady, she's so awesome. We're jumping in the hallway like dorks. And she's like, he is so good. And I'm like, how did I not know you're a Christian? Like, this is so, now I love her even more. So Kathleen at Massage Envy right up there by where Izzy's used to be. She's awesome. She'll pray you better. No. Anyways, I'm just saying all this to give you a background on what's going on, okay? So this is last week. Next weekend, headaches are back. Okay? I knew that the muscle issues were not the cause of my headache.